According to the theory of biocentrism, death simply does not exist. It is an illusion which arises in our minds because we identify ourselves only with our bodies. Our bodies would slowly age and perish. With that, would our souls perish too? The human brain is a perfect quantum computer where information is stored as consciousness at the quantum level. I believe that when we die, this information could be passed to a different dimension following the death of the body, because according to the theory of biocentrism, consciousness can exist almost anywhere. Literally anywhere. Inside the human body and even outside of it. Consciousness is not bound by space or time. Our consciousness or our soul is continuously collecting information in order to evolve. What we are right now is the accumulation of all the information that our soul or our consciousness has already collected. What we will be in the future is the accumulation of all the information that we are collecting right now and would be collecting in the future. Sometimes what happens is there is certain information or knowledge around us which we are unable to grasp or realize. And this inability to grasp or realize certain information which is present around us is indicated by the karmic debt numbers. Ladies and gentlemen, better late than never. This is Aditi once again on InnerWorldRevealed, and in this vlog, we will be talking about the 4 karmic debt numbers, which are 13, 14, 16 and 19. If you have any of these 4 karmic debt numbers in your blueprint, that is in your 5 primary numbers or in your maturity number, then in that case you shall be feeling the effects of it. The word karma is widely misunderstood and is mostly known to be connected with the philosophy of rebirth and punishment. So the moment we hear about karmic debt numbers, what we think of immediately is about some leftover punishment from our past lives which we have been squaring off in this life. So immediately the karmic debt numbers begin to become unlucky in our minds. But in reality, according to numerology, there are no unlucky or lucky numbers. All numbers have pros and cons, and all numbers are equal. None of the numbers are favored. Karma is not only a philosophy, but a precise science, a foundational law that governs the world that we live in. All of the nature obeys these laws. Any action or event produces a response to that action in the form of another event. No act is dissolved because no form of energy simply disappears. It is either transferred or transformed. We are free to do whatever we would like to, but we are never free from the consequences of our own actions. Every time we do something, we create a karma. Or in other words, we plant a seed and activate a chain of events. By repeatedly doing something or the other, we create a complicated mixture of many karmas. And different seeds fructify in different time durations, so by the time we begin to receive the results, we may believe that it only happened by chance, but in reality, it was only a consequence.
So obviously, if you choose to bang your head against the wall, you would see the results immediately. You would get hurt. It is a law. There is no other logic to it. And if you fail to realize this logic, you would keep on getting hurt again and again, and you would say, I don't know why. You know, as Einstein said, insanity is doing the same things over and over again and expecting different results.
13, 14, 16 and 19 are the 4 karmic debt numbers which are indicative of 4 different limitations.
In Pythagorean numerology, I follow this technique. In this technique, every double digit code is finally reduced to a single digit. So each of these karmic debt numbers can be reduced to a base digit. 13 reduces to 1 plus 3, 4 and is indicative of limitations about accomplishment and long-term security plans. If this number is present in any of your primary numbers or majority number, you could be finding yourself in situations where you might not be totally satisfied. There could be some kind of frustration, either related to job or relationships, and you might begin to feel that your efforts are not fully paying off. There might be inclinations towards taking the shortcut route, but that would be backfiring. With this number, there is no escaping hard work. But before you decide to work hard, you need a concrete reason to do all the hard work. If there is no reason, you could begin to complicate simple tasks. Reason and focus is very important with a 13-4. 13.4 is covered in details in one of my previous logs, and you could click on the link to view it. 14 reduces to a 5 and indicates misunderstanding the word freedom. A person with this vibration does not know how to deal with freedom. He does not know how to deal with unfamiliar situations. And when someone doesn't know it, he could be falling prone to overindulgence and addiction. 14.5 is a number with a lot of curiosity. It likes to explore all the new horizons all the time. And without adventure, especially sensual adventure, for this number, there is no fulfillment. The challenge is to be staying focused and refraining from becoming a rolling stone. Abstinence is important. 16 reduces to 1 plus 6, 7 and indicates the inability to realize one's own limitations. With the 16, 7 in the core numbers, a person becomes very magnetic and powerful. He becomes learned, clever, clear-sighted, and extremely confident. Extreme confidence also creates a forceful demeanor. There is a lot of ego inflation with this number, which can finally lead to the misuse of power. Divine will is always bigger than personal ego. So whenever there is a struggle between the ego and divine will, the ego has to fall. However, if with this number a person learns to become humble, there can be a possibility for great spiritual growth. 19 reduces to a 1. In 19, 1 and 9 come together. 1 is the number of beginnings, 9 is the number for endings. 1 takes and 9 gives. So 19 is basically the equalizer. It is the number which maintains the continuum between give and take. Hence, the meaning of the term compromise has to be understood. 19, when added, reduces to a 10 first and then finally to a 1. 1, 9 and 10 all are very independent and leadership-oriented numbers. So a person with a 19 as a core number wants to be totally independent, but also has to maintain give and take and compromise. There could be a tendency towards some self-imposed isolation, but it has to be understood that no man is an island.
13, 14, 16 and 19 are not unlucky numbers. These are numbers with more potential. And whenever there is more potential to anything, there are more challenges too. However, in spite of knowing their enormous potential, I do advise people not to be choosing these numbers consciously by having floor numbers, house numbers, or phone numbers, or car numbers reducing to these numbers. Because I believe that these numbers always give extreme results. There are no midway results with these numbers.
So that is where I'd like to wrap it up and call it today. If you've liked watching the log, please hit a thumbs up. If you didn't like watching it, hit a thumbs down. But in either case, please do leave a feedback because I really look forward to it. If you have any queries regarding the log, you could comment below. If you would like to share the information, you could hit share. If you would like to stay connected with me, you could subscribe to the channel or like my FB page. That would be all for today. Have a nice time. Bye bye.